Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Well, you can see the beach is looking sweet, but it's that time of year. It's hurricane season, and we made it through June. Um, and I watch the models about 2 to 3 times a day just to keep up with everything. But I had a chance to talk with Chandra, with Aaron and Franklin, on what you should do to prepare your house when you leave, if you come down for the weekend, what you can do so that you don't have to come back down and batten down the hatches if we do have a tropical storm or a hurricane hit our upper Texas coast, Bolivar Peninsula. Let's listen in and get some ideas on what you can do to save you a road trip back down here when you may be needing to get your permanent resident ready. Chandra, thanks for taking time for us. It's July. We made it through the first month of June of hurricane season. And, you know, our season really doesn't peak until right after Labor Day. And so we've been watching models, and you and I were talking about the GFS. I don't know where it's been this year, but it's throwing, at one point a couple weeks ago, it showed 2 major hurricanes in the Gulf, and all the other models were showing high pressure over the Gulf. So
Right.
I don't know what's happening, but what do people, this time of year when you leave your house, if it's not in the rental pool and you're going to be gone for a couple weeks, especially a lot of people live in Beaumont, within 50 to 75, 100 miles of here. If a hurricane was going to hit, they're going to be taking care of their homestead house, not their,
Correct.
and still have to take care of their second house. What's some of the things that Aaron and Franklin suggest that you do this time of year if you're leaving your house and you're not going to be back for a couple weeks? What should you do to be prepared in case you can't make it back?
Right. That's exactly right, David. I mean, you absolutely don't want to be going against the flow, trying to get like from a Beaumont, from Houston, from, Dallas, trying to get back down to the beach to secure the home. You want to just, every time you walk away from it for, more than a week or so, you want to just be able to just wash your hands of it and know that it's going to be okay. That's the nice thing about having impact rated windows and doors, is that you don't have to worry about shuttering. If you have manual shutters that you can lower and raise, that's great. I would absolutely do that every time you leave, because that's one of the best ways that you can protect the exterior of your home. You don't want to have any projectiles to fly through it, because even if you're prepared, your neighbor may not be, right? So
Right.
we still have to prepare like, we're in a vacuum here. But think about all the things that you use when you're out. You've got furniture, you've got grills, you've got plants, things like that. Anything that could become a projectile, you definitely want to make sure that you have secured that, whether that's in a garage area, strap it down, bring it inside, whatever, just to make sure that those things don't become a projectile. Because the last thing you want to do when you're worried about your house in Beaumont is having to worry about your beach house as well. So we want to make sure that you just kind of spend that extra 30 minutes before you head out to put those things away, lock stuff up, secure it the best you can, so that when you walk away, you have peace of mind and you know that your house, can make it through the storm. I mean, the other thing you need to think about is if you're in a V zone and your lower level is breakaway, we have to assume that everything in there is going to be gone.
Right.
So, and all those things are going to become
Floating
projectiles
debris.
or floating debris, right, for other structures. So as much as you can, secure those things, not just to, say, the breakaway wall, but maybe to the pile itself or to each other. So it's less likely to have that impact. So
I've always told people, don't have anything down here you can't afford to lose.
exactly, especially in breakaway, anything below flood elevation. Just,
Yeah. And when Ike hit, so we moved boats out 3 or 4 or 5 days early. We moved, at the time we had some RVs down here, but I forgot my fishing poles because I was guiding at the time at the bait camp that I ran out of. And so a buddy of mine called me. He said, "Hey, did you get everything out? I'm down here." And I said, "Yeah." but I forgot my fishing poles. So he ran over and picked them up for me because it was, ground level,
Mm-hmm.
but he forgot his.
Oh no.
And so when it was
Yeah.
all said and done, he said, well, I got yours, but I forgot to go back by my house and get mine. And
Oh
so they're
no.
somewhere between
Hmm.
Bolivar and I-10
Right.
north of us.
That's
So,
funny. Yeah,
but
and that's
pictures too, take pictures of the outside of your house, the inside of
exactly.
your house. And I know some people, when I hit, their daughter actually came down, was just happened to be down a couple weeks before, and she took video and pictures of everything because they hadn't done an update, and you add
Right.
things. And that really helped in the insurance process, was those pictures that were dated like 2 or 3
Right.
weeks before. So I always tell people, man, after Memorial Day weekend, take pictures of your house and put them online or in the cloud, and you'll always have them,
That's
from
right.
one year to the next. So,
That's
um,
good.
well, thanks for joining us on Windows. If you have the special break, more or less, I guess they're like shatterproof windows.
Yeah, the impact rated windows.
Yeah, you don't need any other cover on them, do you?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, the impact windows, there's a little bit of misinformation about that. They feel like that they can never break, but it's more like your car window.
Right.
So it's like it will shatter, but it has that film that kind of holds it together.
In place.
So it can break, but it just won't.
Unless the 2x4 goes through.
Yeah, it'll break, it'll penetrate it, but it won't cause that giant opening by just shattering the whole thing out. So that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to minimize openings in the structure, because what happens is you start getting pressure changes between the outside and the inside, and that's where you suck off the roof, blow out the wall, things like that. And that's where we start having major damages to houses.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us. Hopefully we don't have any close calls or any calls at all this year.
Yeah.
I'd like to make it another 3 or 4 years.
Beryl was this time last year, so we just got to be, and it was only a 1, but it was
a 1, and it was 50 miles from us to the west, but that put us on the bad side of it. Mm-hmm. And we had wind gusts up to 101, 103, I'd heard. So, and I was out in it. So yes, I can say it wasn't a pretty sight, and I'll rethink things next time. So, well, thanks for joining us, and we'll be back next week with more. But right now we're going to take a cruise down the beach.
I've always said, if you have a home down here, don't ever leave without anything you can't do without, because you never know with weather down here. And I'd hate to see people having to come back down here to get that one item or do something when they really need to be taking care of their home, maybe in Beaumont or Baytown or Katy or Houston, or even up through East Texas. A lot of times, like Ike went up through East Texas and there was damage all the way to Longview and Tyler. And so think about it this time of year when you're down here and you're getting ready to leave. Is your house ready for a storm? Especially if you're not going to be back for a couple weeks. Make sure your refrigerator's empty, the water's turned off, turn your water heater off, and don't use that as a go-to. But there are lists, and Galveston County Office of Emergency Management has a lot of information there on what you can do to prepare your home. And we've done shows with them and with Energy here in the 1st of June, letting you know exactly what you can do to help them out. So anyway, we're going to head on out. Hope you enjoyed the view. Excuse me. We'll be back next week with some more information from Chandra with Aaron and Franklin Engineering. Remember, any kind of work you have done, you need to have the engineering firm look at it and make sure none of your certificates need to be changed and that everything's up to date for your insurance company. Until next time, y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye. Video equipment is sponsored by Crystal Beach Decor and More, located at 1959 Highway 87 in Crystal Beach, Texas, and Beachy Beatnik Boutique and Jewelry,
located at 970 Surfside and Highway 87 in Crystal Beach, Texas. Thank you to these two businesses for being our 2025 video equipment sponsor for Bolivar Live.